All right, 10 seconds ago in real time for me, I promised you finances. So here it is, next day talking about finances. It wasn't that bad. So whether I was in law school or playing poker, I would have the expenses of a person living indoors. That didn't change. The two big things were, one, less income than I would have had playing poker. That's what hurt me those years. I played some poker. Actually, 2019 was the most hours at the time I ever played because I went crazy on the weekends and over the summer. But I still would have gotten more hours in had I only been playing poker. So I had less income, for one. I also had to pay for law school related things. Now, I did get a pretty big scholarship. So the main thing that matters is your LSAT score. When you apply, and that determines how much scholarship money they're going to give you. Your undergrad institution matters a little, your experience matters a little, GPA barely matters. The LSAT score is the big one. I'm very good at taking tests. I beat my brother in your face, not that he watches the videos or knows they exist. I also beat his friend who went Ivy League undergrad, Northwestern law, and instantly got a job paying 150 grand like the day after law school ended. So beat both of them on the LSAT in their face, and I got 90 grand over 3 years in scholarship money. It didn't quite cover everything because for an out-of-state person, it's pretty high tuition. I probably had to pay around 20,000 over the 3 years above what the scholarship money handled. And I'm not paranoid, this happens all the time. People try to scam other people out of money all the time. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln twice tried not to give me all of my scholarship money. Once, I didn't notice in time, and I couldn't do anything about it. I realized, but it was too late to rectify it. Once I realized as it was happening and got my money back. And my suspicion, along with this, and at the YMCA, and at UPS locations, and when I worked for Revolution Prep, is that they try to do this to everybody. It can't just be me. It can't just be this happening to me 10 times in my life. It's probably that this happens to everybody, and a lot of people don't know how to check if they're getting conned or stolen from. A lot of people would like to check, but don't know exactly what to look at, and don't know all the regulations. I'm very good at checking all of these things, and people still try to scam me out of money all the time. So the interesting thing is that I think most people would say, yeah, it wasn't too bad. With no scholarship money, it would have been way, way worse. No, with no scholarship money, it would have been better. Without any scholarship money, it just would have been so much. I would go into an amount of debt that would be impossible to ever get out of, and I just wouldn't have went. It was actually too inexpensive that I decided to go, and it hurt me. The same thing with grad school, actually. Grad school was so inexpensive. It was like 7 grand for that 1-year program, even though it was like a top 5 actuarial science program in the country. Top 5, top 10 or something. It was still very inexpensive, and I actually wish now it were more expensive and I wouldn't have done it. So the money wasn't awful, and especially after I decided I wasn't going to be a lawyer, I was going to still go to class and do all the work, but I wasn't going to take the bar or apply to full-time positions. I played a lot. So 2019, I played over 1,700 hours, which was the most at the time. And then my final semester, so spring semester 2020, leading up to Corona, but that semester, I had taken a little more than the average amount of credits along the way, and this was my semester with the least amount of credits, so I had more time than any other semester, in addition to not needing to do all those things to prep for the bar exam or for applying to jobs or going on interviews. I was playing like 40-50 hour weekends at the Horseshoe Council Bluffs a lot in January and February.